So what about this is so offensive?
Insulting them. It's like he's telling them that there was side effects because they have icicles, I guess.
So you want to elaborate on why that's so?
It's like criticizing them for something they didn't even like do.
And to call someone like a failed experiment, to me, kind of takes away their humanity, dehumanizes them, like reduces them to a scientific. Of what?
Scorpion.
Nice, awesome text to text. What about how is House of the Scorpion similar?
Because like it's either clone people don't like a full human, I guess. Like all that dirty aliens.
So in that book, they harvest the organs of clones. They use clones for body parts. It's a great book. It's really good.
It's on my books to read list.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, so I think we're all in agreement. Van Houten is definitely an unlikable character.
But I still feel like later you sympathize him, and that it's like he just I don't know.
What about him makes him sympathetic by the end of the novel?
That his daughter died of cancer as well, and he just was like trying to forget about it, like having a drunker, and that constantly like he's always rude. He doesn't really have anyone close to him. He's pushing everyone away, kind of like Hazel was at the like sort of middle part of the book. So you kind of feel sorry for him. Wish he would do something for himself.
Can we find? There's some really good pieces of text evidence that show him, that talk about like his daughter with cancer, or talk about him needing to help himself. Can we try to find one? Does anybody know one off from their golden lines or anything?
Oh yeah.
Can you say a little louder? I don't think Elliot heard you.
On page
212, you said?
84.
Okay. He said what? Okay.
He's talking about how pain is like stronger and
And then where last page tells like Hazel guesses that he had a daughter that died. Like before he told her. And then I confused about how she knew.
I still don't see the pain is like fabric.
okay. 284.
Oh, I'm on 283. Okay. So pain is like fabric. Oh, nice. Ah, I put a star by it too. Nice. What do you think, like, the more it's worth? Like, what does that mean?
I feel
I don't really know. What's Payhouse being worth anything?
well then like
You have like memories attached to it.
Okay.
I just wrote that I more like experience that I disagree with this statement that like, the more pain is, the more it costs, which almost is like saying the more it's worth. Like if you have a lot of pain, you're probably gonna pay a lot of money. I don't know, like literal. That's more literal, but I mean that is literal.
So, like, either maybe the memories attached to it, but there's also specifically Van Houten has capitalized. He's gained from his pain. What did he do? How did he use his pain?
Wasn't he only rich?
Which she later tells him.
What?
Wasn't he only rich in the first place?
His family had money, but I mean, there's another sense of accomplishment. Money isn't the only way to have a sense of
No, it
self-worth.
didn't seem like he felt that accomplished. Well, probably because he was really drunk all the time.
I think but so I just think that's another interpretation to consider for worth. Maybe worth was like the more intense you feel pain, like the more you can do something with it. And he wrote a book with it. Maybe it's the memory thing. You know, it could be open to interpretation. Nice.
285. He's like, I'm trying, I swear. But I feel like he's not he's just like sitting up in his house, like sitting drunk all day. And no wife.
He's trying to apologize.
Yeah, but like he
Maybe not though.
I feel like
Either
He's
way.
terrible at apologies because he never does it. And then,
I actually think it'd be great for us to read that sentence because looking at it, I think there's something kind of special with the structure in that paragraph. So maybe 285, maybe volunteer. If there's a bad word, just blink it. Okay, go for it. I'm trying. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying, he says, I'm trying, you sir. It was around then that I realized Peter Van Houten had a dead person in his family. I considered the honesty with which he had written about cancer kids. The fact that he couldn't speak to me in Amsterdam and kept to ask if I dressed like her on purpose. Yes, around me and Augustus. His aching question about the relationship between pain, extremity, and its value. He sat back there, drinking, an old man who'd been drunk for years. I thought of a statistic I wish I didn't know. Half of marriages end in the year after a child's death. I looked back at Van Hooten's house. I was driving down College, and I pulled over behind a line of parked cars and asked, "You had a kid who died?" "My daughter," he said. "She was 8, suffered beautifully, will never be 5. She had leukemia?" I asked. He nodded, like Anna said, very much so.
Yeah. So what do you notice about this paragraph? It's kind of a heavy one. What's something interesting about the sentence structure?
There's a lot of like
Yeah.
it doesn't really stop.
And so, yeah, what does it do to the rhythm of it? So it doesn't stop like
It's like flowy.
So remember, the way we read it is that like punch of the semicolon, that second independent clause is really expanding. So like, I considered the honesty with which he had written about cancer kids, the fact he couldn't speak to me in Amsterdam to ask if I dressed like her on purpose, his around me and Augustus, his aching question about the relationship. So it's like very much like from the heart, this like stream of consciousness, these independent clauses that are like coming one after another. And for me, I know when I was reading it, I went like, oh, how painful for him to have this girl show up at his doorstep dressed like his deceased daughter. You
Yeah,
know, like the
girl
one.
he hoped she would come.
Yeah, like that was like at first I was like, oh, Peter, I would never. Ugh. Now I'm yeah,
I felt really bad for him. So, Elliot, I think that was a great character to focus on for your prompt. Very cool. Go ahead and continue talking. I'm going to go ahead and move on, but who did you both choose?
Augustus, and I chose him.
As the least likable character? Whoa, okay. Enjoy your discussion. I'll come back in a while.
The other least like
Okay.
okay, so I chose Augustus because like for the least the person I liked the least. And I didn't like him because he was just so narcissistic and like egoistic and no, I mean he was just like it comes from an agreement that I'm not going to tell you about.
this is just done right.
Yeah.
Tamara, do you think you could summarize for me what your team said about the ending, people's feelings?
I said that it was not realistic how his hair like changed back to his regular black color, and then like my favorite part was when his brother like reacted a different way than like being excited. Like he said, "Who are you? What did you do with my brother?" Because he like his hair was black again and it wasn't like white, like pasty. And also because it was so like dynamic. I kind of like said, well, maybe that is kind of possible. I feel like Melanie is helping, like guardian angel, guiding him through tough times. He always tries to make a metaphor.
I didn't really think it's realistic, even though the book itself is pretty realistic. I mean, it's possible that, I mean, it doesn't, I don't think it could happen because, like, you're young, then you're old, and then you go back to young. like your hair, because your hair turns like white or something when you're older, and I don't see how it could come back to black.
Do you think that the whole hair turning in color was... So this is kind of interesting. I want to know what you think about this. Do you think the whole hair turning in color white and then back to the color of black again, was that really just a metaphor, or do you think it actually happened in the world that he was living in, and why?
He does say like he goes to the bathroom and then he's like counting the hairs that are coming back, and he's like, oh, there's so many hairs that are coming back to life and counting, and he's like, yes. So it's like so he got it went roller coaster, it went, and then he's like, we're starting to go back to having.
But what if the hair wasn't actually hair? What if it's all in his head? It's just like an idea. What makes you think that it's not just in his head as like a representation or a metaphor?
Because this is a fiction book, and in the beginning, on the first page, it says
Please open up.
He said, this book, it's like I'm driving the school bus, but my legs are too short to reach the brake. It's a runaway bus, so anything can happen. So maybe that did happen because like, that's what he means by anything can happen.
Or anything can happen, so it's like not even real. So, what did you think? Do you think it's a metaphor, or do you think it's actually happening in this book?
It could be a metaphor, like it might, because I think the hairs, like it would matter on the person, but I would think that like the gray hairs would be the when he's all sad, and the black hairs would be when he's getting happy again, he's gonna have what just happened.
What other character would tell us that maybe this actually really did happen? Like, how does the reader know? What did she say?
When he said, oh, I'm
Yeah. So we have Melanie saying something. Who else has told the reader that his hair is turning white? Who else besides Melanie?
kind of when it says, who are you listening to?
Does anybody remember the action the mother took? But what else did she do?
She bleached her hair like match.
Yeah, she bleached her hair. So it seems as though in the book it's actually happening, but there's the whole idea of the hair, and the reason why it's talked about the whole time, and it's part of the title, is the hair is something more than just hair. Right? It represents something more. So it's more of a symbol, I guess, than a metaphor.
Because now he's getting happier, he's also coming back to life. There's the pimples on his cheeks again. And he talks to her, he's like,
Can you talk a little louder?
he's like, I think
So can we find a couple of quotes that actually show us that, like, the hair goes with his emotion? Because that's what I'm hearing you say. It'd be near the end, unless you're looking for sad motion. It works too.
I'm proud to call myself a child. So we all all the pretty much the same characters.
Oh, what page are you on?
Page 26, doing hair. I said in a soft voice, not wanting to scare away the black hairs. I noticed that my skin had a little bit of pinkness to it. So I did not tell it to leave. I did not want it to leave. Hello, sort of better skin. I said, my hair and skin had nothing to do. Because earlier he had told the pinkness to leave, and he was like, I'm not ready. And then now he wanted to stay with me. Now he's ready to come back.
Does anybody have an idea about why he's ready now? Like, what has changed over the course of this book to now allow him to be ready to be happy again?
I feel like he's just getting over what had just happened because I think he was kind of stuck on one same thing that allowed him to stay sad for a long time.